What is up, winning team? Things are getting interesting, aren't they? I feel like the game is actually changing, like actually finally, because I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up because I've been getting my hopes up like every year. I'm like, God, is it now? Is it now? Is it now? So I don't want to get carried away. What I will say though is just a lot of interesting things going down. So like even in my personal life, you know how I always, I've been feeling very like just like, why does nobody else see things like the way we're all seeing it over here? And then obviously, unfortunately, the only other person who understood, my friend decided to move to go to join the army, of course, because that was his way of trying to, because we'd always talk about war. That's the thing. We're always talking about impending war and history and war, because we just like, what else is there to talk about? Like, look at what's happening in the world. It'd be stupid to think that war is not on our doorstep. It's like, what the hell do we plan on doing in the worst case scenario event? And obviously when he did what he did, I was like, I get it, but like for me, that's just not good enough because the people in power are the problem. So like, I'm all for those types of things. Like I'm all for joining the army. In fact, I nearly did that myself. The only reason that's not even an option for me now is I refuse to be the pawns in the game of these world leaders. Like for the people that I care about, for the countries, honestly, even any country and everyone, I'm happy to fight on behalf of the people. I'm not happy to fight on behalf of the world leaders. And that's my problem with when it comes to war and stuff. So I was like, I get it, that's good enough, but like it's not good enough. It's on the right track of an idea, but it's not quite the real solution. It's giving Islam, which is Muslim. So these are the things I've been laughing a lot the last couple of weeks. Like I went from being like God every day, like literally 20 times a day, like God, why am I here? Like why am I actually here? Why was I the sperm that won? Like, and then I can't lie, over like the past week, I've been going through a lot of stuff and a lot of things have been changing, and I've been like actually getting stuff together. But I have been crying of laughter at like everything and everyone. Everything I see, it just makes me laugh. Like realistically speaking, and it's so funny because at the very same time, the world is just fumbling, because I felt the world is fumbling. But like in other news, like I'm seeing the signs of changes. So like I had a conversation with somebody else that I know, right? And they were telling me essentially like they're thinking about like, you know what? All the options we have are not good options. We might just have to take it to the streets. We might just have to start a revolution. And I was like, now we're talking. Like, now we're having the conversations I want to have. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have no other conversations. I want to discuss the government. Like, oh my gosh, the other day I was laughing at Donald Trump's tweet about the whole Iran situation, yeah. Which I don't care for the details. I don't care. It's all the same stories. And he's all like, Iran is in hell because now they'll know not to happen because they wanted to take over in the Middle East. I was like, bro, how is that any different to what you're doing? How is that any different? Are you not the one walking around, right? Slanging your gun everywhere, trying to like take over and do whatever and be like the supreme. So why is that wrong for them to do that for themselves? This is what I took away from watching all these anime, In all these anime, everybody was fighting for the same reasons. They were all fighting for something they love, like, and always the people they love, either the friends they love, the country they love, the family they love, usually a combination of all of the above. And so the question I was left with, right, I've had to take a break from anime now, because now I've got a question in my head as if like, so who actually deserves to live then if we're all fighting to protect our own, The other humbling lesson I realized that I needed to realize was that there's always going to be somebody else who's greedy. Like, we could just all exist in the world. Like, these videos are also preparing you guys for the upcoming videos I'm going to be doing. But, like, there's always going to be somebody in the world that just has to take it too far. Because I was thinking about it, yeah? On the world stage, a lot of places, because, again, I was talking about this with my friend, because he's Turkish, so he's telling me about how, they're such key trade routes because of their location, that everyone's always going to want a slice of them and this, that, and the other. And I was thinking, this is so true. Like, because the thing is, yeah, not to like sound how I'm about to sound, but the thing the West cultures don't realize that you guys have less to offer the world than you think, because the technology is, like I've been saying, all this technology and research and stuff, it's like, it's not getting you anywhere. Like, everybody's sicker, everybody's this. Even Cecil Rhodes, the one who was the reason why the countries I come from used to be called Rhodesia, why was he there in the first place? Because he had some disease while he was here, and while he was there, it went away. Oh, shock freaking horror. So, and then that's how all of this stuff happened. Was it him or was it the guy? Anyway, we'll come back to the further details of those things. But yeah, so it's all very funny, because that's what I was thinking when I saw that with Donald Trump, and the people are like, as if this is some good thing. It's like, and the other thing is, yeah, you got to be careful who you upset, because when you upset people, this is another thing I've learned. A lot of people come back for revenge. Like when you take the mick, right? A lot of people come back for revenge. A lot of people remember the stories of like their ancestors or the history, and they'll remember how, their people had this happen, that happened. And that's how you end up building enemies, because then when you think, we won, our empire took over, we conquered, we whatever we did, right? Yeah, you think you did all of that, but then there's people that are waiting, just waiting for an opportunity to get their revenge. And this is what I realized, is that war is inevitable. And if you wanted to sum up what this life is, it's war, rape, and slavery. It's war, rape, and slavery. Like, that's what it is. So that's what I saw. So when this other person I know was talking about that, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to see the pieces come together, because now I'm starting to see people finally getting fed up enough to realize that us just like trying to just look at the bright side and not to whatever isn't working. Because I've been waiting for that day for everybody to realize that trying to ignore what's happening is not making it go away, it's making it worse. But the funny, ironic thing is that around the world, I feel like the world leaders, and even just the people in power, even just the entertainment industry, like it's crumbling out of their hands. Like the power that people once had, it isn't there. Like I've been laughing at how the older generations, hella bitter in the entertainment industry. Like every time we have new artists, this is something that's been ticking me off. They always have to be compared to an old artist, right? Tate McRae's like the Britney Spears of this year. Keke Palmer's like a young Angela Bassett, like, or whatever. She's just like she was. Like, there's always this comparison. Or like I saw, or like us not listening to what the older generations has to say makes us wrong. This one ticks me off in particular, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard this girl called Molly, this black girl, and Molly and Tyler did a song. It's called Body Go Down. It's called Body Go. I love that song, I love that song, right? Now, I saw one of these guys, it was like Sean Paul and like some other guy who apparently tried to remix the track. And they, in an interview, were like, these younger folks, they don't respect those of the culture that came before. We were trying to get on the track, and she said no. I was like, when you started your career, you guys started out as amateurs and making whatever music you wanted to, right? You got to do it. Why does all we do always have to be what you people think is what needs to be done? Just because you were successful in your day. Back in your day. Back then. This is now. Because I don't want to hear, like, as somebody who actually likes the song, right? And I've seen it, like, a lot of older folks, like, these young folks, they don't respect this. I don't care for it. I'm not listening to their music. I don't listen to it. I didn't grow up around it. But this song, oh my gosh, I've listened to that song. I've listened to that song for hours. I've been out dancing, listening to that song. I love that song. And if I had seen the remix with those people, I promise you I wouldn't be listening to it anymore. I promise you. I wouldn't be listening to it. I would, when I was growing up, I used to like, because I've always edited my own music mixes, like for dance and stuff. I would edit out verses I don't like. I would have edited those verses out. It's like you think because you came before and you had this long career that now we don't get to have that. We don't get to just create. We don't get to just do things. We don't get to like be authentic in the times we were born in like you people did. We're wrong if we don't listen to you just because you've been doing this for 30 years. Meanwhile, you're the same people that in all those 30 years were in the same studios with the R. Kellys and the P. Diddy's, and you want us to listen to you. You want us to have you on the track just for us to find you on the Epstein list. Miss me with that. This is why I like these songs, like with the Tylers and the Mollys and the younger girls, you know what I mean? Because they're in the early stages of their career. So even if they are getting in the Hollywood stuff, they're probably still just at the sacrificing animal stage and not eating humans. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that was annoying me. And I've been seeing all these like interviews. You see all these adults trying to clutch to their, and it's the ego. It's the ego for me, right? It's the ego. Like I saw Jennifer Garner, right? It doesn't mean these people aren't talented. I'm just saying about the tides changing in some people and the fact that we need the tides to change because there's things that need fixing and some people are not letting it happen. Like I saw Jennifer Garner's got a new show. I can't remember what it's called. And it's like a 2-series show. And it was the way she talked about the show that made me laugh because it was such an older generation type of thing. So she was like, she was like, she read this book and she just fell in love with this book. So she immediately wrote a letter to Apple and she immediately wrote a letter to so-and-so. And it's like, of course, there's so many good actresses in Hollywood. And like, she's not saying anybody isn't, but she just really resonated. And I was like, just say you wanted it. Just say you believed you would. Like, do you know what I mean? Enough of the fake humility from you folks. And also, bold of you to read a book by somebody else and think, oh, I'm going to play this and I'm going to like, this is what I'm saying again, this entitlement, that's somebody else's artwork. Like, I don't think with art, with anything, it's everybody's own choice how you want to do it. That's why I don't cry about representation and all this stuff in things or like, oh, we need to represent this and that because it's whoever made it, it's their artwork. Let them live. Let them do what they want to do. Let them do what they want to do, you know what I mean? Like when people got upset with, what was it, J.K. Rowling, because she said she was against, like, I don't want to misquote her, but she said she was against something to do with the LGBTQ+, or like I think people tried to make one of her characters gay or something, and she was like, it's very much straight, and everyone was like, oh, representation, it's her books, she wrote it. She got herself there, let her do her thing. Like the reason why all these industries are crashing is because we've got all the older folks who think they know everything, right? Who are all protecting predators all this time. Yeah, trying to cling on to the championing of yesteryear, not relatable to our generation at all. Like this is what I'm saying. You're shooting yourself in the foot because you're not relatable. Like we don't want to see all this Hollywood. It's like when people say, oh, so-and-so isn't PR trained. They need PR training. No, we don't want PR training. This is why we like streamers, people who are just streaming live. We don't want to see their perfect little, so what's in my bag with GQ? You know, perfectly little pre-prepared questions, pre-prepared answers, PR media training. We don't want to see that. We want to see robots. We want to see humans. But this is the thing. You're all just robots. You're all just obedient little robots. And it's no wonder you guys just let this government walk all over you. Like, it's no wonder you just let all these businesses and all this walk all over you because you're just good at being good little slaves. Good little slaves who follow, oh, we don't do this. We're going to rock the boat. Oh God, that's not acceptable. That's not the culture. That's not the tradition. That's not the... Where did any of that get us? Because as far as I can see, it's got all of us broken and brokenhearted. That's how where it's got us. It's got these people rich as frigging hell and able to get away with whatever they want. And the rest of us are here. And then we still, in this state we're all living in, have the audacity to have the pride to think that you people know what the hell you're talking about. Do you know how dumb you look? Like... It's actually insane. It's actually insane to me. So, yeah, I feel like the tides are turning. This is why I've been laughing, because it's all just a joke. Because I'm like, even seeing this guy, whoever it wasn't Sean Paul, it was somebody else, and I can't remember his name, you see? Because I don't even know who he is, really. Talking about, oh, she didn't want us on the track. I'm thinking, what are you doing on the track? This is a young girlies song. This is a song for the girlies. This isn't for you to come in with your older man stuff, probably doing some weird stuff anyway. These girls like 20, 25, 30 years younger than you. Like, screw off. Like, why are you here? Why do you want to be on a little girl's track, weirdo? That is what I'm saying. This is for the girlies. And the girl who did it, Molly, she's like newly famous as well. So it's another reason why people like me are listening to her, because this is really her own song, her own writing. She hasn't been like put through the system or put through the X Factor. Oh my gosh, the other day I was laughing, because obviously we all know why I don't watch the talent shows. Because we've had horrific stories from the likes of our loves. Obviously, I love Jessie Nelson, who used to be in Little Mix. And then obviously, also like One Direction, Liam Payne. There's a lot of sad stories to do with the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent, all these. But, so the other day, I saw that KSI was doing like a Britain's Got Talent kind of video. Which they've done it before, like the Sidemen have done talent shows, but I saw it and I clicked on it and I was like, this would be fun. And he's like, golden buzzer, if you get a golden buzzer, you get £5,000. And if you just manage to last 2 minutes without anybody pressing their button, you win 1,000. So again, He's just always handing out money. KSI, who was made fun of, because he's one of the first on YouTube, you know, just doing stupid YouTube videos again. Now all the older generation wants to be on social media. Yeah. Family channels, you want to show off your business. Oh, I'm a carpenter for a living. This is what I do, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but before, you guys had no respect. Yeah, exactly. So, it was just bewildering. Hold on. It was just kind of bewildering because I go on the show. I'm watching the video, yeah. And it's obviously entertaining. He's got Ginge, H, and who is the fourth judge? His brother, Deji, in the judging panel. And again, it's just fun and funny because it is a proper talent show. They are giving people with proper talent an opportunity to build their platform by being seen on his platform. And there's a high probability they walk away with money, anywhere from either 1,000 or 5,000 pounds. That's sick. That's something, again, I respect the YouTubers for that you don't see on these other competitions. You got X Factor, Britain's Got Talent. You guys know it's all in the contracts playlist. I read examples from both shows. Sign your life away. We own rights to everything. We own rights to this. We own rights to that, right? A lot of these YouTubers, they don't even care if people clip their videos and stuff because they know it boosts their engagement. If you did this with the actual shows, they'd be slapping with copyright, like the freaking weirdo older folks they are, right? So I'm watching the show. Turns out KSI's in the actual Britain's Got Talent set in the video, which I thought was gang, because obviously he's a judge now, isn't he? I was thinking, yeah, shock frigging horror. Before, no one had any respect, did they? No one was respecting him. They're just making dumb, stupid videos, yada, yada, yada. Or whatever. But actually, low-key, he was grinding, you know what I mean? Like, and he stayed with it no matter what anybody had to say. And I'd love to see a lot of people, especially the very sensitive older generations, handle that amount of critique. You know how they always have to get given the little sympathy vote of, oh, it's our first time in living. Oh, but this is just whatever, right? I'd like to see you guys deal with the amount of like backlash that some of these people deal with and then just still go on about your day and still keep pushing forward. But anyways, shock freaking horror, fast forward, now that he's famous, because I realized, you see all these Hollywoods, all these talk shows, all these experts, all these legends of yesteryear, they only care once you're already famous, and that's just because they're losing their own fame. They don't actually respect you. So like if I was KSI, I wouldn't bother going on these shows. They don't actually respect him. But then again, for his own sake, if they're paying him, then like get your bag, bro. But anyway, he's using the actual set. So then in the middle of his video, he then gives an advert he does a little advert, so, because they're at the actual, like I said, they're sitting in the actual judges' chairs on the actual set. And he's like, guys, make sure you check out Britain's Got Talent, which is starting March, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, that's so funny. Because these people who once didn't respect all of this, these celebrities who complained about all the influencers being at these Met Galas and all these fancy events, now they're all desperate. They're all on Kai Cenat's stream. They're all having KSI on Britain's Got Talent. They're all doing this, right? Oh, how the tides have turned, right? And I'm now only hearing about Britain's Got Talent, something I used to watch all the time, because I'm watching a KSI video. And guess what? Still don't care. Still don't care. We don't care. Like, we actually do not care. And it's just insane to see how all this is happening. Like, all this is happening. It's like the tables have turned. Because what are you going to do? It's like with my job. Like with a lot of the teachers, why are they struggling to find teachers? Because, bro, the kids, what they're doing, every year, these exams get harder. Like this year, the exams are even harder. Like every year, I have to learn new topics that I didn't do. Even though I only did my education, I only did my own GCSEs, 12 years ago? Every year, I have to learn because they're getting harder. But then people have the audacity to say, oh, the younger generation, they're just dumb back in our day. Because now I'm thinking, back in you people's day, you must have been doing 1 + 1 = 2 at like age 16. Sorry guys, it's the cold. Hope you can see that. Like, I feel like you guys must have been doing 1 + 1 = 2 back in the day, because like, what was really so hard? But anyway, yeah, I feel like the tables are turning, and like just this whole thing of like Moses' generation and then Joshua, and just like things that could have been dealt with that weren't, and then just a long period of time of things happening that could have actually been sorted out. Because that's my thing, is where I'm like, There's so many things that could have been done in the last 30 years. Like, I'm not even 30 yet. Like, I'm going to be 30 next year. And I feel like I've done so many things to actually contribute to the group project in my short space of living that I'm just like, what's everybody else's excuse? You've been here for the next extra decades. And then it's who even has the audacity to have everything to say about us. Like, but what have you done? What are you really doing? Because I'm not seeing anything. And all I'm seeing is a lot of pride, a lot of opinion, a lot of assumption, a lot of know-it-allness. Oh, yeah. We know this. It's like, but no one cares. Like, we don't care. We're not impressed. Like, I don't want to hear the older folks singing on the tracks of the newer, younger artists, because you people are the same ones turning a blind eye. Aaliyah's dead. Michael Jackson's dead. Whitney Houston's dead. Look at the state of Britney Spears. Look at the state of Justin Bieber. Like, so all of our favorites, like the real legends, are either dead, like I said, the devil's warnings. You know, cancelled, crazy coffin. They're cancelled. They're being seen as crazy, or they're in a coffin. It's the people that are remaining. It's like, well, why are you remaining? Why is the devil so happy for you to still have a platform? Why is that happening? Because some of us, even me, even my tiny little channel, like, and this is what I always think about, which is crazy, because I literally experiencing it, so I can see it. It's like, when I get community guidelines struck and then YouTube takes my whole video down, I'm thinking, why is it that deep? Like, I don't even have 1,000 subscribers. Why is it that deep to take down my channel? Why? And to accuse me of misinformation. And like I said, my last video I was accused of misinformation. Literally, I now have the very proof that always existed, right? That I wasn't making up anything. Because they were saying that I was misinforming people because of what I said about the people on the Epstein flight list. And lo and behold, they were the same people in the Epstein files. And it was okay for me to talk about everybody except governmental figures. Because I remember I split them into groups. So there was like one of them where one of the videos I was talking about all like the Hollywood celebrities. One of them was talking about like all the politicians. One of them, like, I split it into groups. So when that was the only one that got struck, it's like, that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. And again, some of us have been treated like a conspiracy theorist, like all out my life. Oh, you just like to think differently. You just want to have a different opinion. You just like to have a problem. You're a know-it-all. And it's like crazy, because this is the world we're living in. I've realized that the world we live in, like, genuinely likes to protect predators and protect the wrong people. Because it's like, that's not even logical. Like, this is how I know people are dumb in general. That's not even logical, because think about it. Unless you think I'm a bad person, because only a bad person would want to be right about all these kinds of stuff I've been saying. Only somebody who actually wanted kids to be getting hurt and adults to be getting hurt would be saying the stuff I'm saying. If you think I want that, that means I'm a bad person. That means I want that. If I'm saying that, like, this is why I'm saying, I wonder, like, I don't think people are using their brain cells. I don't think people are using their brain cells at all. And I know that's the case because, again, even historically, why were they doing lobotomies? It's like, oh, a woman has an idea for herself. God forbid, lobotomy. Oh, a woman wants to be treated as something more than just somebody that should close their mouth, open their legs and get in the kitchen. Oh, we need to lobotomy, immediate lobotomy. And then what do? What was the development from that stage? They started using tranquilizers. And now look at us. Everybody's on some kind of mental health medication. Oh, I wouldn't be able to deal with my ADHD. I wouldn't be able to deal with my bipolar. I wouldn't be able to get through work. I wouldn't be able to get through the day. I wouldn't be able to get through anything if I wasn't taking this, if I wasn't taking that. Oh, I couldn't live if I didn't have, like, I'm on two. Hearing people talk about, like, I'm on 0.2 milligrams of such and such and such, like, so casually. I'm like, but then if they're illegal, now you're going to prison, you're a convicted felon, everybody treats you like the scum of the earth. It's like I was saying about pirates. Going to places and thieving and stealing, if you're a pirate, it's a bad thing. But if you're the government, oh, go ahead and do it in broad daylight, and we're all gonna just continue to vote like it's like, and just go along with the system. This is what I'm saying. This stuff it's not adding up for me. Like, none of it's adding up at all. You know what I'm saying? It's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like, 1 minute, it's like like I said, like 1 minute, something's like, it's as simple as legality and non-legality. It was only in the last, not even as long as I've been alive, that there have been child laws in this country preventing things like the abuse of kids. So what was happening all of those 2,000 years before that? I want to know, right? Obviously, this country isn't that old, but you know what I mean? What's been happening throughout history? Because it seems like the more we're trying to do the right thing, and this is what I feel like is the real truth of the battle between the older and younger generation, the more we're trying to actually do good and do right. So no wonder my generation is the number one buying Bibles of all generations, yeah? the more we're trying to do right, it's like the more backlash we get. And it's like, I've always noticed that they act as if like we're pointing the finger at anyone individually. I'm like, we all have wrong to do. I'm learning in my own life as I'm getting older that, wow, I have so many things I've done wrong. Like, I better humble myself sooner rather than later, so I have less distance to have to return from. You know what I mean? And it's still overwhelming, and it's still humbling, and it's difficult, and it's like, you know what I mean? And it's not nice at all. But it's like, I realize that us in my generation just trying to like do good, they take it like we're trying to point a finger. Like, I'm the one doing the actual finger pointing, me. I'm not doing what everybody else is doing, where they're just turning a blind eye and just being like, because I can see it. The way people are like, oh, I'm just taking this medication, I'm medicated and I have therapy. That tells me I have something to restrain my emotions so that I can maintain being in control in situations I shouldn't have to be in. And I have somebody that I can talk to that isn't going to tell me that my feelings are wrong, where I actually just get to say what I have to say, and have somebody that will actually listen and acknowledge my experience and not just tell me why my experience is wrong. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. You have the medication that keeps you in check, keeps you tranquilized, right? Numbed to be able to do whatever. And then you have your outlet where you get to talk to somebody that will actually listen and talk to somebody that will validate your experience. Because that's the truth, isn't it? Let's be honest. Because you can't do that anywhere else. You can't. You can't really. Not unless you fall into certain categories. You know, like the Kris Jenner special. I'm just a loving mom and like going through this with Bruce and becoming Caitlyn, and like I'm just trying to do all this with my kids. And Kanye is making this so hard for me. Like, oh gosh, the loving mother, the most protected of all. Give me a break. Give me a break. But then it's these same people, yeah. Like I was saying, I'm asking the question with these Cat's Eye girls, yeah. If I was behaving like these Cat's Eye girls, if I was making dance videos like these girls, right, bending over so you can literally see every curve and crevice of my body, half naked, all my ass cheeks out, boobs out, everything out, literally everything out, yeah, on stage, everyone will be all in the comments talking about fatherlessness, is giving fatherless. Yeah, but one of these Cat's Eye girls, yeah, because one of the girls is, again, strategically, oh, she's going on hiatus, and I bet because I think she's one of the older ones, so I think, again, her prefrontal lobe is probably forming, and the things that sound like all fun and games as a kid are no longer that much fun and games, and you're realizing that, oh, why did nobody tell me this? Or why was there no adults around? I'm going to be blamed for this anyways for the rest of my life. And as she's going out, the dad of one of the other girls is in the comments talking about, if she's not willing to put in the work, then we only need people that are willing to put in the work on this. I'm thinking, so there's fathers in the room and this is happening? Sorry? And who's going to care, right? When these girls have this digital, what do they call it? Digital footprint. Who's going to care 10 years from now about that? No one's going to care. Everyone's going to be like, oh, you should have known better. You should have known better. Excuse me. Like Bonnie Blue. Bonnie Blue's literal parents are her literal managers. So she's literally got her dad's own friends on her, subscribed to her OnlyFans. But then everyone's targeting at her. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're just cheap. We're just the cheap shot. Like, it's similar to what I was saying in my previous video. We're just the easy punching bags. The younger people and children, especially, like, for me, at least, I'm a bit older now. So, you know, I can defend myself, and it's a lot of effort, which is why I just spend most of my time alone, because I can't bother to have to be on defense 24/7. But like, it's so obvious to me now that we're just the easy punching bag. Like, because like I say, you'll be like, oh yeah, I might have lost my temper a couple of times at home, but I just had a long day. Yeah, but when you were having that long day at work, and your manager, the one who's the real reason you're upset, when they were doing what they were doing, how come you didn't lose your temper at work? How come you've been working at that workplace for 30 years and you managed to keep your temper, but all of a sudden, now that you're in your house and it's your child, now all of a sudden you want to justify losing your temper? Get out of here. If you really are having such an issue with keeping your temper, then lose it at work then. Oh wait, no, you're not going to do that, are you? Yeah, exactly. Like, this is what I'm saying. None of this stuff adds up to me. And unfortunately for all of us, I've got to a stage where I can't pretend, and I can't tolerate. Not even can't. I will not. I can, actually. I can. It is actually a choice that I've made for myself. I have made my own choice not to tolerate this, and I've made my own choice. I'm going to fire back the same amount of energy that we've all been getting right back at them. Especially now, because if we don't, this is like so I'm saying, now is our time. I feel like all of this came together at this moment, because it's actually, we're coming into like a window of opportunity where we can actually make a difference, and somebody's going to have to be the bad guy, and I'm so okay with being the bad guy. I'm so okay with that. Like, genuinely speaking, I know a lot of people don't want to speak up about certain things. Everyone wants to protect everybody's little whatever. But listen, protecting the people creating problems hasn't helped. You know, people have lost lives, like I said. People are in bondage. I look at people like Justin Bieber and people are like, oh, Epstein this, Usher this, Diddy this. But you don't actually care at the end of the day, do you? Because where was the church when Justin Bieber was going through it? Where was the church with Kanye? No, we all sat on a high horse of self-righteousness, judging as Christians, or people of the world say, oh, Kanye needs his medication. Just to be like, do you know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about, oh, you guys should do this, get this job, get that job. Like, but look at these companies. Look who runs them. Look who the CEOs are. Look at that. Even I saw the clip of the McDonald's CEO clip is one that gets me, right? The one of him trying to eat the burger. And people are like, oh, he doesn't want to eat it because it's human meat. I was thinking, he doesn't want to eat it because now he's only used to human meat, mate. What do you mean beef? Because I'm sure there's some beef in there. And I do think there probably is some like human meat. I've said that before. Years ago on YouTube again. Like years ago I said this. But I'm like, he's probably more like not eating it because now he only eats the human meat. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean eating the normal beef cow or something? Even whatever else they throw in there. He's probably eating like that because now he's got a taste for the human flesh. You know what I mean? forget the tasting of human meat, mate. He's the one. Like, it's all just a freaking joke. That's why I said I've just been laughing because I'm realizing how stupid everybody looks, and like we didn't have to get here. That's why I feel comfortable laughing about it, because we didn't have to get here. Like, people could have humbled themselves. Like, while I was still just a kid and just dumb and stupid, the older folks could have made a difference. They could have done stuff. They could have not turned a blind eye. They could have whatever. Yeah, but they chose not to. They chose to continue on living as slaves in Egypt. They chose to continue in pride. So as far as I'm concerned, hey, I tell you, I think every day about what I'm willing to face the Lord for. I'm willing to face the Lord for giving fire to the older generation and deal with the consequences, whatever they may be. That's how serious I am. I'm so willing to face God and be like, yeah, I went in heavy. And what? They went in heavy on my generation. Somebody needs to stand up for my generation because I'm the one who's dealing with them all the time, thinking that they can't do this, they can't do this, they can't do that, being talked down on, just saying whatever, being treated like punching bags. What? Just because you can get to turn around and say, oh, you need to respect your elders, you need to listen to your elders. Children should be seen and not heard. All this stuff. But then seen and not heard, but then also fondled with. Then maybe that's why they need to be seen and not heard, so that we can see you, so we can identify you, so we can do whatever we want with you, and then not heard because God forbid you speak up about what you've been through. Yeah, I'm done. So anyway, guys, I've got a lot of stuff to come. I'm a busy gal at the minute. But, I just wanted to come on here and say, I'm finding it funny. Like, it feels like the tides are turning. I'm seeing the people that I know personally seem to be having a bit of a shift happening without me even talking with them about it. In terms of the spiritual world, Marcus Rogers just released his kid. He's been working on it for 3 years. His kids program. They've got this whole kids program that they've come up with. It's like a cartoon, but then it's also like a in-person one that they're releasing for the kids, which I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, doing something for the actual kingdom, like not just talking about stuff, not just like the world. Like, how we actually do something, like how we should do some actual work. Because now he's not only he doesn't have to go around talking about how demonic this show is, demonic that show is. He just has the alternatives now. Now he just has he's created the alternatives for the children. He's created the alternatives for the children to watch. So they still have something to watch in these times. He's not villainizing iPads, not villainizing technology. He's not villainizing. It's like, no, as such, we're supposed to use it for the glory. But we either use it to be like the world, or we villainize it and then sit on our high horse of self-righteousness as if God wouldn't use the technologies of the time for his own glory. Hello? Anyways, I'm going to skedaddle. This car has a flat tire. Oh, that is a sad time. If I knew who that car was, I would actually tell them. But anyway, I'm going to skedaddle because I have a lot of stuff to do on this Sunday evening. But anyways, you guys, if life's a game, it's play to win. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. Get ready, because I don't know, guys, things just feel like they're shifting. Anyways, I love you guys so much. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. I'll see you in my next one.